Here we go. Here we go. We are live. Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. Oh man, let's see. How are you guys today? How did things go? How was your Wednesday? Happy Wednesday. We're back together again. I was supposed to come on and go live a couple times before tonight. I didn't. I'm sorry. Did you guys miss me? I missed you. But life kind of got busy. And a couple things came up, so I wasn't able to jump on until now. Hey Tamika, thanks for joining. Oh man, I'm so glad to be back. Happy Wednesday. How you doing? How was your day today? My day was okay. It was okay. Let's see here. You know, we always go through this, trying to start a watch party so that we can do and show some other people. So let's see what happens. You know, some days I'm technologically challenged, so we'll see how it goes. All right. Oh man. So how are things in Alabama? You had a good day. Awesome. I'm glad to hear it. My day was busy. The morning was really good, and then the afternoon was a little crazy, which tends to be the case. I don't understand why the afternoon is the kind of witching hour, but it got a little crazy. So I am happy to be home. I am sitting in my warm house with my slippers on and smelling the honey cornbread that I reheated up over the weekend. I made some honey cornbread. It was really good, so I'm excited. Once I get done here, I'm gonna go over there and have some of my cornbread. It's gonna be on and popping. I can't wait. Next time I come out, I might have to make some so you can taste it, Tamika. It's really good. All right. Well, tonight I wanted to jump on, and tonight's episode is actually inspired by one of the patients that I saw today in the office. And so that is why the title is It Broken? Am I Broken? So I'm Dr. Brandye, board certified OBGYN and published author and women's libido coach. And I teach women how to get their sexy back and how to feel good in and out of the bedroom. And I am so glad to be here with you guys tonight. Tamika says, okay, I can't wait. Yep, it's going down. I can't even front, it's not my recipe, but it's still good. I put my own little twist on it. It's good. It's going down. All right. So tonight we are going to be talking about this idea or this thought that if you are having issues with your libido, or if you're having issues kind of down there in the genital area, that something is broken or you are broken. And so I wanted to just get on and talk about that tonight. There are so many different things that go into a healthy sex life and a healthy sex drive, and also having just optimal health gynecologically with your reproductive organs, your vagina, the vulva, the clitoris, the perineum, the uterus, the fallopian tubes, the ovaries, all of those things are parts of your body and are parts of what make up your the organs that contribute to your sexual health. And so if there's an issue or a problem with them, sometimes that can lead to you either thinking, having the thought that you are broken or something's not working the way that it should. Also, it can lead to you kind of shutting that whole area down and just like, nope, that's it. I got to shut all of this down because I can't even handle, what's going on. And that can be something as simple as a vaginal infection. That can be something more in depth and involved, like a cancer. It can be something that is not even necessarily a physical ailment, but can be along the mental and emotional spectrum if you've had trauma or you've been abused or molested or anything like that. So there's so many different reasons why a woman could potentially shut down and shut down that area of herself, and thinking that it's broken and there's something wrong and it's not good, it's not right, and having those kinds of thoughts. So I wanted to jump on tonight and talk a little bit about that. So specifically with the idea of some sort of medical illness or ailment, you can have different things and thoughts and ideas that go through your mind when you are having an experience with an infection or an illness, because things may look different, things may feel different, things may behave differently. For some people, having a condition like multiple sclerosis, like MS, can actually just change how you think and feel and engage in the world, and also how you are able to, because you sometimes are not able to do the things that you want to do, whether that's through just a lack of energy or overt pain or issues with your muscles and things of that sort, but also sometimes with something like multiple sclerosis, or even something like just urinary incontinence, you can leak urine, and you may be concerned or worried that during sex you might be leaking urine. And so that can be a deterrent and make you kind of think, okay, things are not working, things are broken, I can't have sex. Hey, Dr. Colleen, thanks for joining. How you doing today? We are just talking a little bit about things that can lead to a woman believing that she's broken, or that things are not working the way that they should down below. So thanks for joining. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome back to you, and also to Tamika. Welcome back. Yeah. So things like multiple sclerosis. Ooh, I can't even talk. I can't even talk right now. I need my cornbread. Multiple sclerosis, urinary incontinence sometimes can definitely impact how you see your body and how you see things functioning. And then, it could also contribute just to almost like a reluctance to engage in sex, especially with women who may be experiencing that urinary incontinence, because sometimes there's a smell that's associated with that, and so you're a little embarrassed about it, and it's just, you just kind of stop even acknowledging that area. You stop even thinking about it and being able to enjoy pleasure and think about it as being a pleasurable activity to engage in. Think of sex as being a pleasurable activity to engage in. So specifically today, what I saw was a patient who had an infectious process happening. And throughout this process, which has been going on for a couple weeks now, she just feels like everything is kind of dead down there. And, she wanted to come in not only to ask questions about what was happening and get, find out if she's on the right treatment and if everything is going the way that it needs to go. But she was also, coming in to find out, is she broken? Is there something wrong? And so, first things first, if you ever are concerned about if things are broken and they're not working right, come on in, come and see us. We are happy to take a look and to evaluate and see what's going on. The genital area, the vagina, the vulva, all that area, it seems to be a mystery for some reason. Well, I won't say some reason. It seems to be a mystery because we are taught that we are not supposed to look down there, know down there. It's like it shouldn't exist at all, and we shouldn't talk about it. It's a taboo subject and all that stuff. So we don't really know what's going on down there. So it's a mystery. And so if anything is going wrong, it's like, oh my God, what's this? I don't even know. Am I dying? Is broken? Somebody fix this. Somebody help. So, it's a mystery for you. And it's a mystery for other people, other women, to know the parts, know how they work, know how they're supposed to look, know how they're supposed to function. And so interesting that we are talking about this because a friend of mine had posted about the Gwyneth Paltrow program that she's running, like a series that she's doing. And apparently they had been having a conversation about the vagina and the vulva, and they were kind of using vagina to encompass all of the structures as opposed to just, the internal part where things are, and not like the outer lips and calling that the vulva and then the perineum and things like that. And so, that just highlights how much we don't know, how much women are in the dark about their bodies and what's there and what's not there and what to call it and what it looks like and what's normal and what's not. So, this patient had come in to find out what's going on. Am I broken? And so, I was able to talk to her. We did our exam. We checked everything. It all looked, for all intents and purposes, normal. There wasn't anything that physically I could tell was, numbing any of her pain, any of her sensations, or, diminishing any of the structures or causing any problems. So I was able to give her some reassurance about that. Dr. Colleen says, know thyself. Exactly. Know thyself. You need to know what's going on and what your body looks like, what it does, what it doesn't do, and all of that stuff. And so, so we talked about the physical things and, that everything looked normal and everything seemed to be in working order. And then we started talking about some of the things that we can do. We started talking about how the infectious process was probably, giving her more mental anguish and some mental anxiety, and emotional things were kind of tied up into that. And we talked about how that could actually be where the block is, that it's up here, not down there, and not in the nerve endings, although the infection that she was experiencing does have some impact on the nerve endings. It wasn't a physical thing that we were working with. We were working with a mental thing. So we had to talk a little bit about, what was happening. This whole process just changed how she saw herself, how she saw, her genital area, how she saw what was going on with her vagina and vulva and all of that. And the pain that was associated with it and discharge and all those things. So it was really impacting not only her self-image, but it was impacting her feeling feminine, her feeling desired. She was having thoughts about whether or not, she was still attractive. So there were so many different things that were going into what she was thinking and what she was feeling, and why she was there to be evaluated. Hey, Dr. Dewan, thanks for joining. I'm so glad to see you. You've been on my mind lately, actually. We need to talk offline. And so, yeah, we need to talk offline. But yeah, so we talked about some things that she could do to kind of reconnect with herself and reconnect and kind of open the channels back up. We talked about what to do physically just to give her some relief and help her to feel better physically. But then we started talking about, okay, well, let's do some work and let's look at, the genitals once everything is all healed and everything. Let's get a mirror out and let's take a look, do some touching once everything has healed and see, what it feels like now, and try to notice what's different, what's better, what's not better. Is there any pain? Is there any other strange sensations that you notice? And then, gradually open up to touch with your partner. You can also consider adding in toys and different things like that. So, we talked about some of those things. Some of the other things that could help, and I think that I'm a big proponent for, are things like meditation, things like hypnotherapy, because those actually are working on the brain. And as you know, if you followed me for any length of time, you know that I'm always telling you that your brain is your biggest sex organ, and you need to fondle it, you need to stimulate it, you need to do things that help to cultivate the neural pathways for pleasure. So we definitely look at things like meditation and hypnosis, hypnotherapy, because those are great modalities to help you to be able to open your mind to more possibilities for pleasure. And they help you to get in touch with your subconscious, because that's what's happening. Quiet as it's kept, that's what's happening. About 10% of what we do is controlled by our conscious mind. 90% of what we do is controlled by our subconscious mind. And so for this patient, her subconscious mind was what was inhibiting things. And, for people who don't know these things, you kind of have to work up to telling them, hey, this is what's happening on the known level. But underneath all of that, there's some other things that we need to deal with. And, meditation is good. Therapy is good. Hypnotherapy is good for dealing with those things. So, for her, we had to start a little slowly and move into some of the subconscious things. But overall, I think she will get back to a wonderful sex life and be able to enjoy sex and have sensations there. But she's not alone. I know, and I see so many patients and clients who have issues with, they're just like, I don't feel anything. I have sex, but I don't feel anything. It doesn't do anything for me. I don't feel anything. And so, we start off slowly and we look at what can be happening in all the different arenas, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Because sometimes it can be a spiritual block and you are just thinking that you're doing something that goes against God, or that you're not engaging in something that is wholesome and modest. And so, we can talk about those things and talk about, your own comfort level and where you want to get to, where you are and where you want to get to. So, that was kind of the main part of what I wanted to talk to tonight, with asking the questions. Is it broken? Am I broken? So sometimes things can be broken. Things can happen where you can have conditions like something called vaginismus, where the vaginal muscles, the pelvic floor muscles, actually spasm to the point where you're not able to have penetrative sex because it hurts and there's nothing that can be done. And that also can make you feel like you're broken. That can make you feel like something is absolutely not right and something's going on. And that condition can happen just out of the blue. It can happen, again, if you've had some sort of trauma. It can happen if you have, kind of chronic or recurring or frequent infections of either the bladder, the vagina. Those areas are all supplied by the same nerve endings, essentially, the same part of the spinal cord. And so if there's an issue in one, there can be an issue that gets transferred to some of the other areas. So, there are times where there is a physical problem, but there are also times when there isn't a physical problem and there's more of a mental or emotional or spiritual issue that's going on. So that was what I wanted to get on and talk about. Is it broken? Am I broken? It may or may not be, but you should go in and get checked out and make sure that at least physically it's not. Because when I talk about going in to see your doctor, I'm talking about going in to see generally an OBGYN. And we're definitely able to make sure that structurally, anatomically, everything looks good, sensations are intact, all that, and motor function is intact. But if you find that there are some other issues, the emotional stuff, the mental stuff, the spiritual stuff, you may have to find someone in a different realm or a different specialty. And that's kind of where I come in. I am, like I said, board certified OBGYN, but I'm also a libido coach, and I help women who are struggling with the emotional and mental and spiritual and the physical aspects of not desiring sex or feeling like they're broken or feeling like they struggle with sex. So I definitely am a resource for that. So if you are a woman who has those struggles, or if you know someone who is having issues in that arena, definitely get on my calendar. Send your friend my link. My calendar you get on at drbrandymd.com. That's drbrandymd.com. And I love to have a chat. Tamika says, I have endometriosis. Oh, I didn't know that, Tamika. Okay. Has that been a hindrance for you? How does that impact your life? And how does that impact you in terms of pain and being able to engage in sex and have pleasure from that? How does that impact you? I know some women have endometriosis and it doesn't impact them at all. Some women don't even know that they have it. They might end up having like surgery or something for a different reason. And then we look inside and we're like, hey, there's endometriosis there, but they weren't having any pain. They weren't having any bleeding issues. They weren't having any other symptoms. And then other women, they have such horrible symptoms and they're always in pain constantly, no matter if they're on their period or not. They're having weird bleeding and all that stuff. And we say, okay, well, let's take a look inside and see what we can see and try to restore things. And we look inside and it looks absolutely pristine. So with endometriosis, there's no rhyme or reason to that. So that's why I ask, how does that impact you? How does that impact your day-to-day life? And how does that impact how you show up and are able to live and to be? Oh, you had to get a hysterectomy. Okay. After the hysterectomy, did it get better? Were you feeling better after that? Did it help your symptoms? Did it solve the issue? This hysterectomy is it can be one of the treatments for endometriosis, especially if your pain is more centralized. But it doesn't always help. It doesn't always work. So that's the other reason why I'm asking, because it doesn't always work to to get rid of the symptoms. Yeah, I didn't know that. Okay, good to know, Tamika. Good to know. Oh, no, it didn't help. Yeah, yeah. So sometimes that's not the solution. And there's other things that you have to do. Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, guys, like I said, I just wanted to get on tonight and talk about that, and let you know that if you are feeling broken or if you think something's broken, there's help available. You can go see your OBGYN. But if you feel like you have some other issues related to what's going on, either mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you can always come and talk to me. I'm so happy to be that resource and be here and be available for you. So get on my calendar. It's drbrandymd.com. If you are catching this on the replay, be sure to put #replay in the comments. And if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them in there. I will circle back and answer any questions that come up. I'm happy to do that. And again, if you know someone who needs to hear this, if you know someone who is struggling with low libido or pain with sex, or just not interested and can't figure out why, send them my way. I'm happy to talk to them. All right. So I got this honey cornbread waiting for me. So I'm about to roll out, y'all. Okay. Have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Enjoy your evening, and I will talk with you soon. All right. Bye, guys.